Good morning, Internet! I didn't film a goodbye last night either because I clearly don't love you enough. Sorry. So it's about 9:15 in the morning and we are getting ready. We gotta be down there at 9:30. We're just puttering about, making sure everything's sort of spick and span and in place and that we're ready to go. The bed's still a little bit... I still got some stuff on the bed, but whatever. I do what I want. Yeah. So I think this morning we are off to Penguin Books in the morning, and then we're gonna go have lunch at the Society of Illustrators, which is gonna be super fun. And then we're gonna go see Lucy Knisley. I want to say Knisley. Looks like Knisley, so I'm gonna say Knisley, but it might be different. At the Society, and I don't know what she's gonna talk about, but it's gonna be awesome. So I'll see you there.
I know, I saw it.
So we're in the lobby of Penguin Books, waiting to be allowed to go up.
What have I done? Badness. Yeah. You have like so many close-ups.
We made it to Penguin, but God only knows where everybody else is. Hopefully this is them. Okay. It is!
How about new people who are just entering illustration? Should they be looking for an agent? Or should they just try to strike it out on their own?
Well, let me backtrack because, I'd like to add a little bit to that. I think, especially when we're talking to illustration students, and since we have a mix of graphic designers as well as illustrators, I think it cannot be emphasized enough that something that we don't always talk about, but is going to be there, is that we're just looking for very basic technique competence. That's really the price of entry. So if you can't do great anatomy, great perspective, great setting, we're not even talking about it. So that's really the basis of it. But beyond great technique, a mastery of your medium, we're looking for people who can tell stories. I'm not advertising cars, I'm not selling cereals, I'm not doing editorial business articles. I need you to be able to tell a story. So whether or not you're doing a picture book or you're dealing with YA and novel jackets, we are telling a story. Whether it's in 32 pages or in one image, it's that narrative quality that we always need. Who, when, how, what, why. Action, reaction, interaction. Without that, we do not have a conversation going. Okay, so those are the baseline of what we're talking about. But before I get into my passion to picture books, just to touch a bit on what Steve talked about for YA. Obviously, when we deal with YA covers, and people use YA slightly loosely because John Green is specifically YA, the rest are middle grade. We're not talking about illustrated jackets, we're talking about concepts, we're talking about moods. And it's a very fine line between design, photography, and maybe illustration, but it's really an image that we're talking about. So if you're really drawing puppies and kittens and cute little, kids, we're not talking about YA covers. So you need to be very specific about what it is that you want to do and show that in your portfolio. But going back to picture books, the proportion of picture books to novels has really changed in recent years. So it used to be that 60% of my work, or 80% of my work is picture books. And now it's really, in my art department, the percentage is really more 50-50. So, but as illustrators, you need to kind of find your niche about where you belong in that spectrum of stuff we do. So when we talk about children's books, we're really talking about a very wide spectrum, from board books, picture books, to all the chapter books that Denise is talking about.
Okay, so we just left Penguin, and now we're at the Society of Illustrators, and we're in the dining room, which is super swanky. Like, what?
This is nice.
I'm very impressed. This is like so nice. Oh my god. Yeah. So this is really good. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
So we got got some fruit. And like here's the carnage that was dinner or lunch, I guess. So good. Apparently you can like only get in here if you're like an actual, if you're part of the society, which is pretty cool. Or if you're like invited or whatever. I guess it's just a secret thing. I think it's pretty cool. It's really yummy. Secret society. It's really yummy. They didn't have quite enough room for us, so Durwin and like the others are eating outside. I feel really bad for them. Oh my god, and they brought us cookies. Look at these cookies. How good are the cookies? I don't drink coffee anymore, but I'm really happy. And it's so attractive, right? You date me. We're in the library, the most official place that there is for American illustration and stuff. Just look at all these books. Jesus Christ. This is so cool. We're in like the part that only like the super cool up there. We're in the part that only like the super cool people can go to.
Has gone through these really interesting bits where you got to see a bunch of editorial illustration, you got to see a bunch of children's book editors and illustration and illustrators as well. Lucy comes from the world of comics and graphic novels, and awesome. And again, her latest book is Relish from First Second, and that was a publisher that was mentioned numerous times in the Bigger Talk. Without further ado, Lucy.
Thank you, guys. So this presentation is just a chapter from the book that's annotated. You'll see what I mean in a minute, and then a little bit about how I made it. So this book came out April 2nd from First Second Publishing, division of Macmillan. It's great. It's in the Flatiron Building. Did you guys see that at all while you were here? It's a really skinny one from the front. It looks like crazy skinny.
It's near the Empire State Building.
It's a really cool building. I get to go there. It's really fun. And it's the term 23 Skidoo. Yeah. It's on 23rd Street, and it's this weird like shape. So the two streets divide right there, so it's really windy right there. So guys used to stand there, and in like the 1920s, girls' skirts would blow up because it's really windy there, and they would say 23 Skidoo, and then like the cops started like arresting them, and they'd be like 23 Skidoo. So I think about that every time I go visit my publisher. Check here tomorrow. It's a really cool building. Anyway, yes. This chapter is called A Kid in the Kitchen. I was a child raised by Phoebes. So I went through, after I finished this book, I went through a bunch of old photos that I found in my mother's basement and found it to be kind of uncanny. And many of the photos that I found to annotate this chapter were found after the book was written. And as you can see, they're fairly accurate. My parents probably don't recall exactly how old I was on my baptism, but they do remember what I ate that day. After all, my family worships nothing so much as we do food and the trinity of cooking, dining out, and eating. So I was going through these photos, and I started to notice a lot of similarities in the photos that I was finding. We actually do have more photos of food and meals shared than we do of human beings and animals. Give you a little idea behind my parents' priorities. So I'm an only child. There's a lot of pictures of me too, but again, I started to notice these common themes in the pictures that I kept finding. There is not a single picture of me where I'm not stuffing my face full of food. And in fact, I have a very strong sense memory and remember that particular ice cream very well. It was a Mickey Pop. I had it when I was in Disney World with my parents. They bought it for me because they knew that it would engross me so deeply that I wouldn't realize that they were waiting in the line for a roller coaster, specifically the Runaway Train roller coaster. We got to the front of the line. I had no idea we were waiting in a line. The line guard grabbed the ice cream out of my hand, threw it in the garbage, and said, "No food on the rides." And then we were on this runaway train ride before I was of an age where I could like differentiate between reality and fiction. So I was like, "We're gonna die. This runaway train. Here we go. My ice cream got taken away, and we're gonna die." I didn't stop crying all day. There you go. Okay.
Wow.
The tiles here almost sit in the middle. I thought you guys were gonna know.
Yeah, you
in the photo.
Okay, so now, oh, it's We're in the Met. We're walking up the stairs in the Met. I'm so excited.
Here we
For
go.
the first time I'm wearing my glasses, I know, right?
So you can see everything.
So we're gonna go and see, everything's blurry, oh my god. We're gonna go and see Chaos 2 Couture, which is this way. I'm so excited. So here's some more Rodin, mother. This is so cool. Okay, so I am running a little low on battery, so I'm sorry if this like randomly cuts out and then all of a sudden.
battery.
You have a
I just remember.
Oh my god, you're a smart lady. I don't have a it might not fit this though. since
No,
it's-
but we can use mine.
Yeah, we can use, okay.
long as
So
I remember.
we're not gonna be completely without video, which is good. All right, but yes. So Nicole just moved off and I'm on my own, but, oh, hey, look, there's a Pollock in here. That's pretty cool. She's got that. Oh, hey, it's a Jackson Pollock piece. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I just got done in Punk Chaos Couture, and they don't let you take photos, so I couldn't take any photos. But there was a bunch of really original Alexander McQueen in there, and some Chanel and Dior, and like all the major houses contributed. And Chanel made a gift of one of their pieces, which was really awesome, and it was really cool, and I'm really inspired. And I'm like in a place, in a happy place. So I was really glad I got to see that, and that was like, not that it's over and done with, but I really got to see it and I got to spend a lot of time with it and enjoy it. So I think I was in there for half an hour or something. So really lovely. This place is enormous. I don't even know where I am, but it's huge. It's pretty cool. I'm really happy. I really like this one. It's really, looks photographic. It's by Johann Christian Dahl. It's Copenhagen Harbor by Oh my god, Brianna, look at this. I better go and see that. Okay, how much time do I have? So I decided to basically skip over all of like the European like art and stuff because let's face it, I've seen most of it. And as beautiful it is, it doesn't really change. So yeah, I was gonna look at the American part, but now I really want to see the armor part, which looks awesome. Like, look at all that. I was trying to focus. My camera was like, "What are you doing? Stop!" So it looks super cool. Look at this harp. It's like a freaking X. What? Catherine's mom would love this. It's a double chromatic harp. That's so cool. This is a harpsichord. Which is basically like a small piano. But what? It's a whole set. Can you imagine? Originally part of Michel Tontini's Galleria Harmonica. Wow. Look at this beautiful sword hilt. Oh my god. This stuff is so impressive, and it's like all etched and stuff too. It's so beautiful. And huge. Oh my god. I'm looking up at them all. I hope this gives you a sense of the scale because it's freaking incredible. So I'm in, I think, the American Art Gallery, which is really beautiful, and I love this kind of sculpture. I'm sure my grandmother does too. Ah! Look at that! Oh my god! I'm freaking inside! Look, I found Jory and Danielle. My camera has been like constantly trying to die for hours. They have Native American sculpture here too. This is really cool. I haven't seen any of this before. This is new. I like it. These are Tiffany originals. Camera's like, I must die. Leave me to die. We'll be back at the hotel soon. Worry not. This looks like a room out of Versailles. Apparently it's from the Hotel de Teste in Paris. But it looks like a room in Versailles. It's me. Hello. Very cool. Almost all of us. We found almost all of us, and we're so tired. So I think Sydney and Nicole.
I think I left my phone in like a bathroom back there.
Oh no,
shit.
no.
Oh shoot.
Sydney may have
Dude,
forgotten
that's the
her
second
phone.
time you've left your phone.
Ah! So we're back at the hotel. It's almost midnight. Tired. We went out for Japanese. I had ramen. It was really good. Yum, 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 yum. So now it's our very last night, so we are packing up. This is what everything looks like for me. I set up a little thing of like all the stuff I bought, and it looks like, I look like a crazy person, but it's actually like, you know, stuff that was a gift. These are actually two, like the same thing, and so are these. It's a Starbucks mug, chocolate. Like they're all like actually not that expensive, but well, actually this was really expensive. And this was too actually, but they're mostly gifts. Actually, they're almost all gifts. I mean, this isn't like really a gift, but, and this isn't, well, yeah, they're all, anyway, I'm tired. But I kind of set them up because I was like, ooh, look at all the things I bought. It's cute, I'm excited. Yeah, I mean, I still haven't picked up any souvenirs for like my brother and for Adam, and Adam's gonna be the hardest. He's really hard to shop for. Ugh. He's got so many interests, but he's more interested in like facts and stuff and not so much like objects. So it's hard to get presents for. I don't know. I might, maybe when we're at the Natural History Museum, I'll see something. I'm sitting on the floor now because I'm tired. Yeah, so packing up. I was just thinking though that very occasionally my phone will pick up like a signal from like the Paramount Hotel, and it's like, oh, do you want to log into this Wi-Fi? And I'm like, yes, I do. And then it's like, no, I can't find it. Never mind. And I'm like, why? Makes me really sad. Yeah, so good dinner, good shower, gonna pack up. So I think this is actually probably where I will leave you for the night. So I will talk to you guys in the morning as we are getting ready for our very last day in Paris. Good night. Our very last day in New York. New York. I mean it, New York. This is not Paris. This smells way worse than Paris. I'm really tired, as you can kind of tell, but it's okay. New York.